So it may be clear from this point that I have an Italian background, but I'm actually really pretty mixed up. The Italian is like an eighth on my paternal grandmother's side, although it makes a big part of my food habits from passing down from my grandmother to my father to myself. My father also on his father's side, had a little bit of Native Indian in him, Cree Indian, but it's mostly kind of pure loin Quebec francophone. Um, Spoke French as a first language. Identified as a francophone his whole life. That's another aspect in the food I will make, um, which means that something that I'm very fond of um, is the poutine. Now, this is a little bit of a twist on that because it's kind of spaghetti poutine, um, which might again sound revolting, but um, watch as I do it. The key here is the mushroom soup. Um, that acts as a kind of gravy. It's creamier, which works with the fettuccine. Um, I suppose you could do this with gravy. I think it would be really thin, and like it wouldn't stick to the noodles. It would be like it'd be more like a soup. It'd be like poutine. It'd be like chicken noodle and poutine soup. This actually has more of the feel of actually having a poutine, but with pasta instead of fries. I will make you some poutine one day, although the way I make it might startle you. Okay, so the other ingredient here are green and red peppers, or sorry, green and orange peppers. I really recommend those rather than. So did I say my colors are a little bit confused this evening, aren't they? That's yellow and that's orange. I did pass kindergarten. So it's yellow and orange peppers. I would avoid using the green and red ones just because they don't have enough flavor. And with the mushrooms, you get a little bit more zest with these ones. So this is the way to do it. The way this is done is really not very complex. I just take it all. The stove has been heating for a few minutes. Actually, I should check to see if it's even hot. This old stove's a little sporadic sometimes. All right, so it's really not complex how I do this. Although I'm gonna make a little bit of a try here and see if this. Hopefully that picks me up. So I'm just dumping the soup right in there. No milk, nothing like that, just soup. Alright. I'll get a little bit of the rest of it out after. Pasta right on top. So that's going to be a bit of a bigger meal than I thought. That was an accident, actually. Okay, throw the peppers on. And as you can see, I left them kind of stringy rather than diced. Just a little bit better for those kinds of peppers. And then just dump the cheese curds in. And that's really all there is to it. If you're making a bigger batch like this, I might actually suggest 2 cans of soup, and I may actually add another one here after I stir it up a little bit. But that's all there is to it. Just dump it in, stir it up, spin it around, and wait for it to get nice and cheesy. So yeah, I just stuck with the 1 can of soup. It's maybe just a tad less than I'd like, although the real problem was that I put more noodles in than I should have. But if I put another one in, you can see that it would just get right off the bat, right off the wall there. Hopefully this works out well. Check after. And I'm just dumping this right in. scrape the rest out of that after. But there we go. Um, Poutine spaghetti. Yummy. Actually, I just want to add an end note to this about the mushrooms. I'm not a vegetarian, although I have um, uh, dabbled in it from time to time. I feel I need the meat to get my iron up. Um, it's not really a debate; it's a scientific reality. I completely avoid any kind of raw meat. You'll never see any raw meat in the house. The only meat I will really eat is deli meat. But I do feel that I do need meat. Maybe other people can get by without it. I find I really need the iron, or I get tired. Um, but if you've ever had a vegan or vegetarian poutine, or really any kind of dish with gravy in it, it's always mushroom based. That's kind of the key way to get around it. So you could maybe call this a vegetarian mushroom poutine pasta. That would be entirely consistent with how vegetarians look at gravy.